Hey, people, friends, peeps. I couldn't have started that more awkward. It's fine. I wanted to chat about something I feel like a lot of people struggle with. And now that I mentioned it to a friend today, it reminded me that I recall a sermon about it in the past. So, my topic is rest and having 3 little ones. I guess Vera's 9. She's not really little, but I mean, still, parenting in general is tiring and requires rest. And I'm just absolutely awful at it. If I'm sitting or resting, I start to feel a little guilty, like I should be doing something else. Because here is the reality. The reality is, if I rest, and this doesn't have to be like actual sleeping or napping or anything, but like rest, like sitting, being calm, not doing a bunch of unnecessary things. Yeah, so I feel guilty sometimes when I'm resting. If you have me on Instagram, I post a lot about my 5-minute breaks. Very similar to like working outside of the home. Most people who work, maybe not most, I don't know the percentage, making this up here, the percentage I'm making up, but those who work outside of the home typically have breaks in a day. I know when I worked at, I think the last time, no, any job I've worked at, we've had breaks. Usually for an 8-hour day, it's like 1 or 2 15-minute breaks and then a lunch break. And something I struggle with at home is that I don't have breaks because someone always needs something. And although Acadia naps sometimes, it's not a guaranteed thing. So I feel like if I don't schedule it in there, or I was much better at this when we had like nap times regularly, because I would count on that time and I would say, okay, I'm going to take 30 minutes out of this time and do something for myself, or sit and rest, or read my Bible, or read a book, or something like that. But now that she isn't napping regularly, and since Brett has been home, he's really great about letting me rest when I need to, or encouraging it in general. I'm just so stubborn that I don't actually do it. So it reminded me of the sermon about rest and how, I guess it doesn't, if you're not familiar with the Bible, we talk about, especially Sunday, as the day of rest. God commands us to take a day of rest. However, it depends on the season you're in life. Not many seasons of life allow you to take an entire day to rest every week. So the sermon talked about basically like mini rests. So my friend just told me she tries to incorporate like a half a day in, and that helps her. I talk about my 5-minute mini breaks a day where I'll just come in here in my room and sit for 5 minutes. I'll look at the clock, kind of time myself. I give myself 5 to 10 minutes. I leave the door open so I can hear the kids. Unless Brett's home, then I'll shut the door and make sure it's a real break that's not interrupted a lot. Still happens sometimes, but anyways, or you could do like yoga, or if you're trying to spend less time on your phone, that's a good time to set your phone down, set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and say, okay, I'm going to leave it there for 5 to 10 minutes and meditate or pray or whatever activity is like relaxing. Or that could be the time that you do use your phone for 5 to 10 minutes. But I find I definitely go down rabbit holes and lose track of time and whatever if I do that. So anyways, my point is that most of us are terrible at resting. We just feel like we always need to be doing something. This society is all about being productive all the time, giving it your all, giving everything 110%, but that is just not human. Like, it's not possible. I know people look at the things I accomplish in a day and they're just like, oh, you're Superwoman, or how do you get this much done in a day? And the truth is, I do sometimes get a lot done in a day. Just depends on my motivation, depends on how much I've slept, how well I've eaten. Depends on a lot of things. Not every day is like that though. Like, that's not realistic. I definitely have days just like today where we had guests all weekend and it was absolutely fabulous, but we had way too much fun, stayed up way too late, and we did not sleep an appropriate amount. So today I am trying to, not even trying, I don't have the motivation to do much. So I've done like the absolute necessities, like animal chores. Brett has done all the cooking pretty much for the last like 5 to 6 months. I know we all wish we had that. I don't know what I'm gonna do when he goes back to work, because cooking is not my thing. I don't enjoy it. I will clean all day long, but cooking is just not. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm gonna do when he goes back to work. I'm gonna have to pick up the pace and maybe do some more prep, more meal prep and things. So yeah, I think that taking rest times, whether it be a whole day, a half a day, 5 to 10 minutes here and there, totally, like, it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary. We can't like go all day long every single day and expect to not get sick or not get tired. Or I had a little mini freak out on my kids today for knocking over a plant. Not that important. Not a necessary response. I could have handled it way better, but I'm just so tired because I'm terrible at allowing myself to rest. Every time I sit down, I just think about all the things I need to do, and then I start feeling guilty about resting, but we have to stop that. It's so necessary. So, the kids are downstairs with Brett right now. It's Sunday. It was raining earlier, but now it's sunny. It's kind of hot out, but it's like you can feel fall is coming soon. So I'm taking a moment to, one, make this video to remind myself that I'm going to work on this. I'm going to work on this rest thing, and it's hard for me to stay consistent when I can't count on a specific time to do this. So Brett and I have come up with a tentative plan. Hopefully we'll follow through with it, but at least on the weekends, hopefully sprinkled in throughout the week too, because it's so hard to put like self-care and stuff off for just the weekends, because then you're just struggling all week long to make it to the weekend. But we're hoping to situate this out where like he can go do something for a few hours every weekend by himself, then I go somewhere and do something for a few hours on the weekend by myself. It doesn't have to be going somewhere. Could just be like sitting in the hammock, reading, taking a walk. So I don't know, whatever activity, just by ourselves. And we always have these intentions, but it's hard to follow through with them every weekend, because at some point you're just so tired. Like even just going somewhere or going to be by myself sounds like work to me. How pathetic is that? It's the truth though. So we're going to try to implement that. I also call Sunday Self-Care Sunday. It doesn't mean that I only do self-care on Sundays. It means that I go a little extra on Sundays. I got some like face masks, hair masks. Sometimes I paint my nails specifically on Sundays during my self-care time. I usually wait till the kids are in bed and light a candle or whatever. And we missed last weekend because we were redoing the room in the basement. So today, for sure, I'm making that a point to do so. Then I also got my planner out. So I don't know how many others are like this. I'm assuming I'm not alone on this, but when I have like a ton of thoughts in my head or a ton of to-do lists in my head, I can't rest because it's all floating around in there and I feel like I need to do something before I forget it. So I got my planner out. I'm going to write down some things for this week, some goals, some things to do, And then I'm just going to take 5 to 10 minutes to myself, eat my Gardettos right here where it's quiet, maybe turn on an audiobook or something. I'm going to give myself that time, and then hopefully consistently do this, and hopefully consistently encourage Brett to do it too, because we're just much better parents and people in general when we're allowing ourselves some time. And I plan on making some videos at some point about some weekend prep we plan on doing to make the weeks go a little smoother, especially as he goes back into work and I go back into doing most of the things by myself during the day and during the week. And yeah, so just wanted to talk about rest, how it doesn't always mean just like sleeping, napping. Could be a nap. I don't like naps, so naps are not in my rest category, but they may be for you. But I just wanted to talk about the importance of it and how it doesn't have to be a whole day if that doesn't work for your season of life that you're in. And I'm also making this to see if it helps with accountability. That way you all can ask me how that's going. And when I say, oh no, I haven't really made time for that this week, you can be like, hey, listen, you made a video about it and now you need to do it. So hopefully that inspires you. If you have any suggestions or how you incorporate rest into your week, let me know. Any other ideas would be great, or feedback, or just, I don't know, just telling me that you're struggling with it too, because I know there are plenty of you that are, because we just live in such a time where we're just always doing things and always expected to do things, and not really, like, resting is frowned upon. But let's change that, because it's something, we need that. So anyways, catch me some other time with another video when I get around to it.